usually when it comes to boxing, I rely on you to let me know what's going on in the world of sports and world of boxing. And I feel
Right.
like you failed me. You failed me because last weekend I didn't know Wilder had a fight,
Mm-hmm.
and then I see something. I'm like, oh, he got he got knocked out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, hold on. I didn't hear anything about this. I didn't know about the fight. I didn't know the fight was what was last weekend, and I didn't know the outcome. But then I found out the outcome, and I'm like, hold on, Wilder, what happened? What happened?
Bro, I failed you intentionally.
You felt it
I
coming.
failed you. I failed to notify you because I didn't want you to watch it because I was afraid of what was gonna happen. And then when it happened, I didn't want you to see it. I'm like, man, I ain't
You
gonna.
told me nothing because
I
I knew
just,
you knew
I moved
the
on like it didn't
outcome.
even happen.
We never talked about it. This is our first time ever even mentioning it to each other.
Yeah,
We talk all through the week. We talk pretty much
yeah,
every day. We have
right.
a small conversation. We have a long conversation, and we never mentioned the Wilder fight.
His first conversation about it. Yeah,
First conversation.
yeah. Hey, man, I think his trilogy with Tyson Fury took something out of both of them. I don't think
Yeah,
neither one of them the same guy. You see
yeah,
Fury getting knocked down by MMA fighters. Then he come out and get knocked all over the place by a guy who's 6'1", a cruiserweight that moved up, knocking him
mhm.
all over the ring. And he looked bad, man. I mean, he looked good throughout the fighting moments, but you see that chin get rocked and you see it ain't made of what it used to be made of. That stuff that's set up
Yeah.
like the Undertaker,
Glass
he ain't
now.
got that in him no more. Like,
Yeah, his
and
his 10 made of glass right now.
yeah, and it's the same thing for Wilder, man. Like, I think Wilder's a little gun shy now. I saw it in his last fight, but he had been out the ring for so long. I chalked it up to that, but there was a part of me that knew this is very dangerous. You get in the ring with this guy to be knocking everybody out. He's 270, 80 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, straight knockout power.
yeah, and known for doing it. And he's more skilled than you already. It just, I didn't know what to expect. And
But you know
what
what's
I
sad for me
feared
though?
could
Like
happen happened.
I see it in his eyes, man. Like I see he's I went back and I looked at all the post fight stuff, the hype up to it, leading up to it, and I see his mouth moving and I hear words coming out of his mouth, but to me, honestly, in his demeanor and his eyes, I don't think he believed what he was saying. Like it just doesn't seem like he was there really believing what he's saying. Even though he's talking
Yeah.
trash and he said, "Oh, I can't wait to fight and this and that." I don't think he's there. I don't think he's there. I think
Yeah.
it's okay. I got to get through the fight, to get through get through the emotions, and I got to say this. But to me, when I'm looking in his eyes while he's talking, it don't
Yeah.
seem like he's behind what he's saying.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a combination of some of the confidence has probably been broken. Some, I don't think it's entirely confidence, but some of it has because he's been knocked out in the amateurs. So he's
Mm.
dealt with being knocked out before, not on the big stage, but I think he realized that's part of the game. But even then, you still, it's still mental. Boxing is fighting is
Yeah,
mental. All sports are
I'm,
mental.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Like as a like fighting and getting hit. Once you know that you can be hurt,
Yeah.
it takes something from you. It does humble you. Like you
Your
still try to
chin is
maintain that
mental
fire
also.
and that fight, but then you also
Yeah.
know that you know what it feels like, and that feeling don't feel good. To
Yeah.
get clocked one good time, and then once you know that you've been, you know,
Once you realize you're human again.
yeah, 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 it brings you down. It brings you
Yeah.
down. It lets you know that hey, it can happen again. I can feel that sting again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in the back of your mind, it's always there, no matter how much of the facade you try to put up or the
Yeah.
front that you try to put on in the moment and try to build
Right.
yourself up to go again. It's always in the back. That's why Ronda Rousey was never the same. That's why
Yeah.
most of your fighters that you see fight Tyson, Roy Jones, once they get rocked, it's never the same.
Like
Never
it's
the
never
same.
the
There's a
same.
few who's come back. I mean, like you can come back and you can always get to it. That mental fortitude for some are different than others. to be able to bounce
Yeah,
back
like
and
Ali
ground back.
or even a
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao or somebody more recently. You know, he knocked out, kept fighting at a high level, and had
Yeah,
success
yeah.
moving forward.
Pacquiao got knocked out cold too, and
Yeah,
came back. Came back.
came back.
But it's always there. It's always in the back of your mind. But
I'll say this. I couple that along with the fact that he's 38 also, and he's not active anymore in the ring. He's fighting once every 2 years. So you pair those two together along with the mental thing, and I think he realized he's still dangerous. He still got that right hand, but at the same time, all these other factors are playing a part.
I tell you this, when you're 38, 39, pushing 40, 40, whatever, the way you think about things and your danger meter goes up. You don't like you don't like to feel pain. Hey, look, I got to get off this
Especially
step.
when you're a multimillionaire like he is.
Yeah, you get more into like
you reach the pinnacle. You're 38, like you know what I'm saying. I really ain't got to be doing this, but I kind of want to prove to myself I still can, but I don't need to. You walk that line fighting those two sides of you, and sometimes I ain't got to do this can win. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
So, and he don't got to do it, and you know, hopefully he makes a decision on it moving forward because I don't know if he has.
I think he should go ahead and retire. Just call it. Like that urge to fight can still be in you, and if you want to fight, you can go do it like how Mayweather does it. Do exhibitions. You know what I'm saying? Come back and just get into it for the sport of it. Just to get your, you know what I'm saying, keep your legs under you, keep your skills sharp, just to do it because you love it. But not to compete on a professional level anymore. I think you're done.
Yeah. I'll say this. Shout out to Deontay Wilder, because he's one of the greatest overachievers in the history of boxing. Because ultimately, he's not the most skilled guy. You know what I'm saying? We can all acknowledge that.
He didn't come up the traditional way.
He didn't come up the traditional way. He found it by accident to try to help his family or help his daughter. And he had the intention of just being a journeyman or sparring with people to make some extra money to pay for his daughter's health issues, and ended up becoming world champion, defending the belt 10 times, breaking records and all this other stuff. And a lot would say he did all that with just the right hand. So shout out to him. If I would say this, maybe not a generationally skilled fighter, but is he a generational talent for his era? Would you consider that? Talent, not being skilled. Talent, just what God gave you right out the womb. Like, I got this, and you got, and nobody else was given what I was given.
Yeah, I would say yes.
That right hand might be once in a generation. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Because in order to come from not that traditional route, and then to have it, and to be able to have it and use it and sharpen it, you have to discover that you have it. In order for you to have it, to use it at that high level, not just use it on the amateur level and you did your thing in the backyard, or, you know what I'm saying, you got some Kimbo slicing, you was doing some backyard barbecue fights, you know what I'm saying? Now you did it on the professional level, at the highest level, and you were sharp enough to get it done using your God-given ability to win multiple times and become a champion consistently.
With one weapon that everybody knew he had, that knew that was the one weapon, and they just couldn't stop it.
To me, that's generational. You know, I mean, a lot of times we think about generational talent just being your physical ability, but I think it's deeper than that.